Please subscribe to the channel and help us reach 500 subscribers by the end of this month. We'll continue to provide you great videos. Yesterday was our 10-year anniversary. Brought flowers to wife's office. Found some guy nuzzling her neck and her giggling. My 35 male wife, 35 female, and I were married 10 years ago yesterday. She has been working on a big project for the last few months. For the last 4 weeks or so she has been putting in extra time, staying late, going in early, to finish up by the deadline. This is a career maker for her. I work construction. With the rain we have hit, we have crazy hours trying to make up time that we missed. So, I work 12 hours on the days it's nice, sometimes a little longer. If it's raining when I get up, I don't go in. Someday we get sent home when it starts, too dangerous. I usually hit the gym for an hour or two. Thursday, we started at 6 a.m, mid-morning starts to rain hard. We go home. I go to the gym as usual. I cut the workout short and head downtown to see wife Megan, to give her flowers, and make plans for dinner that night if possible. We really haven't seen much of each other this week. I went to bed about 9 p.m. She wasn't home, called earlier me she is working late. Not unusual for the past month. I stopped and got some flowers and went into her building about 12:30. Nicole was at the receptionist's desk. I told her I got here later than I wanted. Could she put the flowers on Megan's desk? She said, I don't think they went to lunch yet, why not drop them off yourself? She buzzed the door to get back to the offices. The place was deserted. I went to her office. The door was closed. I always walk in unless the receptionist tells me she is in a meeting. I walk in, some guy is standing behind her nuzzling her neck. She is reaching back over his head. She is giggling only as she can, saying we got to get this done. I am gut punched. I slammed the flowers down, said, happy anniversary, and walked out. I didn't hear what she said, just went past Nicole, said goodbye and left. Made it to the elevators and out of the building, then my phone started ringing. I bawled my eyes out all the way home. Went into garage, pulled my camping gear out of the rafters and took off. I drove about 2 hours to a state park. I had no idea what to do. I just had to run. I hiked a trail we have been on in the past, about a 3-hour hike. I don't drink much, so I had no booze. I just sat there thinking. Looking back, I am glad I was in a rush. Normally I bring a 45 cal. With me camping, we have black bears, which generally scare off, but get aggressive if hungrier cubs around. The way I was feeling, I might have eaten a barrel that night. My phone was blowing up for Megan, so I had turned it off. I left the park to get reception, turned it on to see my good friend called. I called him back. He said Megan called him to check on me, make sure I didn't do anything stupid. We talked a bit, told him I got to think this through, would catch up on Friday. So, while I am thinking about this, I go over our marriage from the beginning to see what I missed. We come from completely opposite backgrounds. My grandfather raised me with my mom. He taught me about life. He had a little saying about everything. He told me marriage would be the hardest jobs I ever had. You had to work on it every day. God, I miss him. We did not have much, heard mom and grandpa having many discussions about bills. They worked hard and my brother and I did not miss out on anything we knew of. Megan was born into money. Not overly rich but very comfortable. Went to a great college, always great clothes, a new car, etc. And she is beautiful, 11/10 beautiful. I would joke with her if she coughed about the silver spoon getting stuck in her throat. We met, hit off, started dating. I was dumbfounded how such a woman would ever be with me. We dated quite a while before she told me about her parents and lifestyle. Our friends called us the model couple because they thought we were so good looking we had to be models. Families were not as kind, afraid of the differences economically would come into play. Her dad and I started to get along, but my mom took some convincing. She graduates, gets her first job. We plan on getting married. We work out between us that we would expose each other to our lives that we live. I took her whitewater rafting. She took me to the symphony. We went ziplining. We went to an art opening, etc. We agreed we had to experience the interests of the other. She was really enthused about the more physical things we did. I kind of like the symphony and such. I own 2 tuxes now. I look back and do not see any red flags. In her first 2 jobs, she quit because the men all tried to get in her pants. She was paraded out in front for photo ops. Invited to conferences when other newbies were not. At dinner at a conference, a partner tried to get her drunk, then tried to force himself into her room that night. She quit. The next job the same thing, quit again. This 3rd job has women as some of the partners, and none of that BS is in her workplace. She seems very happy. We seemed very happy. So now, Friday, I am home. I called her. Asked where she was, back at work. I, being in a smartest mood, said that the marriage is taking second place to her job. She responded since I would not talk, what was she to do? Fair enough. She will be home in an hour. So, I wait. I want to save our marriage. If I am lacking in providing, then I want to fix it. I want to ask why, of course, but I cannot accept an IDK answer. How do I phrase this? What else should I be asking? I know I will get all emotional and forget everything, so over the next few days we will be going over and over this. What she did is wrong, but please no degrading comments. She is still my wife. Thank you in advance. Update: my wife cheated on 10-year anniversary. Finally got to the why. She answered all questions. Okay, here is an update from the last couple of days. I am exhausted, sorry for the bad form that is about to happen. My wife and I had a marathon talking session on Friday late at night. I started by asking that she be honest in all answers and be complete. Do not tell me half-truths that have to be asked several different ways to get a complete answer. She agreed. I started with why. Answer: IDK. Kind of what was expected. We went round and round on this. Finally, I said, how many times did you have sex? Started to dodge, but when I let out a sigh and shook my head, she said 6 or 7 times. That started things rolling. I kept my cool. How long? Last 3 weeks. Back to why. Could not give an answer. Do you still love me? Yes. Saying it because we are done trying to save marriage. No, with some conviction. Do you find me attractive? Yes. Why? Still can't answer. Am I not giving you something you are looking for? Here she hesitated but quickly recovered. I knew I was on to something. Could not crack the nut though. Finally, about midnight, I was tired, she was tired. I said, Megan, you are an intelligent woman. I cannot believe you cannot articulate why I am asking about it. She started crying, saying she is trying to answer my questions. I said, okay, enough for tonight, time for bed. She starts to walk toward the door. I asked where she was going. To my parents' house. I told her that this is our house. I am not asking you to leave. She stopped crying at that point. I said, we are not divorced or separated. That may come, but for now we need to be together until we sort this out. We actually slept in the same bed, not sex in case you are going to ask. I am up almost most of the night. I am reading some of the comments and had some great comments and back and forth with a few people. One told me that women generally marry up in social status. We were unusual. Maybe second thoughts. One suggested that maybe I was right, that I was not fulfilling something for her. But one told me that there was a post a few days ago describing this scenario, but from a woman's view, asking what she should do. He could not find it on the subs he looked at, r/surviving infidelity and r/infidelity. So, I pulled up Reddit, put in Megan's account, looked at her history. Bingo. She was the one who posted. So, this morning bright and early we start again. I start out with why, the same answer. We go round and round, she getting annoyed. Then I say, did this guy challenge you intellectually? The look on her face was priceless. You read my post. For the masses, she described how she caught the feeling when they first kiss, the make-out session in the hotel. She left. The next morning, after I left for work, she hightailed it over to the hotel to put an end to it, then had sex. It continued at least up to her posting. I am sure a couple of days later I discover them. She also was weighing on whether to leave, then says this is moving way too fast, she needs to separate from this guy. So, I present this to her, that she thinks I am a dumb hick. No, she was attracted to him, because this project they are on is his idea. She feels she is getting passed by, and needs to up her game. The stimulation from this led to the attraction and the rest. Now IDK. I know she was sincere. Now the floodgates are open, we have a great dialogue through the issue. Mid-afternoon she wants a break. She leaves to her parents. So, I am writing this update, knock on the door. Okay, got to say I am really tired now. There stands Megan's mom. I tell her Megan is on the way to their house. She knows she wants to talk to me. She has never been to our house by herself. She has never, that I remember, talked to me privately. She says she is not here to sway me in any way, she would accept any decision I make. But she wants to tell me her story. She was married once before Megan's dad, I knew that. The man she married was the love of her life. Didn't have much. She met now husband, they caught some feelings. Before they cheated, she told first husband they were done, divorced. Married a new guy, he had some money but was an up-and-coming exec. A couple of years go by, not happy, made a mistake. Old husband moved on, is married. She gets pregnant. Has Megan, goes into depression, was actually institutionalized. 2 years later pregnant with brother, repeat cycle. A couple of years later sister is born, repeat. No more kids, she is fixed. Everyone thought it was postpartum depression, I guess it was, but it mirrored her ex also expanding his family. To this day she knows where he lives, his kids' names, etc. She has never gotten over leaving the love of her life. She sees how I am with Megan. She sees she is my love. She saw it when she quit her first job, how I took care of her. She got up and left saying nothing else. This is really long, I know. Please mods, stay with me. Couple of things to clean up. Much talk about Megan's first 2 jobs. None of you were there when she got off that plane and collapsed into my arms. We weren't married yet. Harassment is real. Reported to who? The guy owned the company. She did right and quit. The second job was more of the same. She left as soon as she felt uncomfortable. So, food all those bad-mouthing her actions. Next up, I asked for civility in treating Megan. There were some that just showed their ass and spoke out anyway. I asked for advice, but put it down, called names. Someone said the kind Reddit community has offered great advice. I called BS. They for the most part offered insults, bad language, very little insight. Thank you to the kind people who decimeters, you were the best. Those that shared their stories, I appreciate you, and hope your journey from here is a smooth one. Want to know about Nicole? Nope. Want to know what the future holds? Nope. Oh, and her post will be removed.